Hi guys, it's Peter and welcome to our channel. Here's my entire collection of Commodore Amiga computers. I'm really proud to own them. I really do enjoy to restore them, repair them and modifying them in my own way. And so far I got 6 Amigas and I'm already into this hobby for 2 years. Everything it starts 2 years ago from this Amiga 3000 I got as a gift from a friend of mine, and that's when everything it starts as soon as I did flip it a power switch. I was kind of surprising. I didn't know about Amiga existence back in 80s or early 90s. I just found out about Amiga existence in mid 2000s, and I was kind of wondering what's going on about Amiga, how well it was back then. But when I got my first 3000, I was really kind of being surprised in a good way how good that machine was built, and the performance-wise. Even back then, we're talking about early 90s. My gaming experience starts with consoles. I always console guy until a few years ago, and I always have consoles, kind of not trying getting into computers back in then, probably because a few friends of mine has old IBMs or so. Like I mentioned in my previous video, one friend has like 386 or 286, probably 386, because he did run a Doom, was really bad, because 286 was not able to run Doom. Another friends did have some old PC compatible with CGS or whatever it is, graphic with this 4-color graphic. It looks much worse than my Sega Genesis back then, and that's why probably I never even spend that much money to get in the computers. Anyway, long story short, a few years ago I got my 3000, and that's when I kind of been hooked, like I said, pretty good on that one. Then I got my second Amiga. I got this 500, which I did restore it completely, upgraded, few mods I did, internal power supply, power switch on the side instead on a power brick, and boot selector over here, which is really nice and convenient. I really like this Amiga 500, and then after 500 I discovered there is a different model, slightly different with a little bit more power, not in a processor wise. This guy is 6800, 8 megahertz or so. Amiga 3000 running on Motorola Revision Otori, which is pretty good. And Amiga 3000, when I got it, was completely stuck. I did upgrade it Buddha card with IDE interface, and also I did install it additional 256 big RAM. Now it's actually Amiga 3000 runs really good. Amiga 500, in the meantime I did run it even, I got Witcher 500 Xi board. Now it's in my Amiga 500 Plus, and it was running okay. I didn't like that board itself, but Amiga 500, it's really nice. I really like that one. But like I said, when I got Amiga 500, then I found that there's the Amiga 500 Plus, which has 1 megabyte chip RAM instead of 512. And then it has Super Denise, which this Amiga, because it's a revision 6A, I believe it's still a OCS, ECS, but it's only half megabyte. 500 version, I found that there's a 1 megabyte in the 500 Plus, and that's when I decided to get 500 Plus. And first thing I thought I was gonna get Super Denise at Fat Agnes from 500 Plus and upgraded my 600 with Revision 6A. But in the money wise, I found that it's kind of expensive to get those two chips from 500 Plus. And in meantime, when I was looking for Fat Agnes and Super Denise, I found that this Amiga 500 Plus was really affordable at that time when I found it on eBay, and I got my 500 Plus. At the same time, I discovered there's a few more Amigas. I believe it's in the same time. And there's Amiga 1200, which is can play OCS, ECS, and AGA graphics game. And that's when I got my first Amiga 1200. And actually this 1200, I did modify it in my own way, the way I like it, but I'm quite proud to have that machine. Let me show you. And pretty much all around I did restore it. Also internal power supply. I like that internal power supply mod, which is more convenient, much smaller power brick, power switch on the system itself instead on a brick. Scan plus AGA, scan doubler right there, VGA connected, you don't have to have anything. Plus, let me show you. Sorry guys, I should take it all system from this desk and just do one at a time, but anyway, here's how it looks under hood. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna show you a little bit closer to a camera. And pretty much, like I said, I did mod it my own way, the way I like it, the way I prefer to see it. Blizzard 1220 expansion card. It's run at 28 megahertz with 8 megabyte fast RAM. Kickstarter 3.1.4. Then that's a Scan Plus AGA. And I put a couple cooling sinks. Maybe it's not really necessary, but I did. On 2 megabyte chip RAM, I added a cooling sink. Then also on a processor, O20, I added cooling sink. And even on this chip, I forgot how the chip called, since it already has opening for that adapter, the round circle, I added additional cooling sink. Then also, like a lot of people run from compact flash card or so, I was running this system on a compact flash as well, but I converted to SD card, which is more convenient, and I can remove without opening system. And of course, internal power supply. I really like the way it performs. Works really good. Eventually I'd like to get probably Blizzard 1230 at 50 megahertz or so, but that's kinda, I hope that wish one day will come true. Then my next purchase was when I discovered there's Amiga 600, much smaller than 500 or 1200 series. I decided I have to get a 600 also. But the problem is 600s lately start getting more expensive, and for a long time I was hunting on eBay. I was not able to find it on a good condition in a $300 price range or so. Then I found it, this 600, it come in a bundle with this 500. 1200. And pretty much almost for price of one, I got two, 600 and 1200 in the same time. 600, it kind of did blow my mind how small it is. I mean, I know it's not super small, but if you compare it to 1200, it's minus that critical keyboard and the direction key. But it's small, it's cute. I'm not saying it's better than 500 plus, because that's basically, it's a 500 plus in a smaller housing. I like my 500 plus probably. In some way, maybe it's better than 600, but I do like 600 is also because it's small and it's cute. It's kind of baby 1200 series. Yeah, I did restore it also. I mean, keyboard, housing, inside. So far, I didn't did any modification. Let me try to open it and see. It's kind of weird the way it opens. Okay. But everything is nice and clean. Eventually, maybe I was gonna get, I forget what's upgrade expansion card called at 30 megahertz or 40 megahertz. They do exist, and probably Kickstarter is gonna replace it, because this Kickstarter is 1.4, I believe. That's the early version Kickstarter, I already tested, which will not recognize that IDE cable connector, and also will not recognize that PCMCI card. Pretty much that Kickstarter, it have to go. And also probably expansion for FastRAM I was gonna get as well. And let's see. And like I said, I got second 1200 right here. For this 1200, I just replaced capacitors. Pretty much all capacitors I replaced on all my Amigas. Even on some of them they looks fine, but it's a 30 years old capacitors. I mean, if there's a chance I got opportunity to replace it, I will do it. Pretty much all my Amigas has brand new capacitors from when I start rebuild them. Inside, since this Amiga, the housing, it looks nice and no physical damage, most likely I will restore it and keep it the way it is. First thing I thought I was gonna upgrade it and it's gonna do as good as on the upgrade. It's gonna go as far as I did on my first Amiga 1200. But then since I already have Amiga 1200 and tweak it pretty bad, this one most likely I will keep it the way it is. But I already got 3.1 Kickstarter instead 3.0. I already has 8 megabyte of fast RAM. And it's kind of funny because I decided to go in a kind of original package. I added 2 gigabyte of hard drive, you know, that squeaking sound, kind of make you feel like you are back in 90s or so. One hardware modification I did, that's on a keyboard itself. Here it used to be a extended piece, and then those wires have to go through. You kind of like a puzzling to make it work. On my first one I trim it and no regrets. I really like the way it goes. And this one also, I mean, that actually I trim it after when I decided most likely I will repair it, restore it and keep it all original. Now since I already trim it, I think it's okay. I mean, I like the way it looks. And let me put it back. Actually, I kind of missed it a little bit on 500 plus. Actually, let me remove a few Amigas from table and then I will continue on my Amiga 500 plus. Like I said, it's pretty good system. I really like it, especially for OCS, ECS. It's probably one of the best system to have. And I kind of like the shape, style. Here's a nice flat table surface. Pretty much if you are into that kind of guy who play and eat and drinks, here you can put it all kind of stuff on top. Which, to be honest, I mean, I do once in a while. I mean, on Amiga 1200, there's no, even a can of beer will not stay. Here is a nice flat surface. I do like it. But, like I said, about restoration, the housing, I didn't restore it yet, and it's kind of yellowing. I mean, it's not gonna be nice white as Amiga 1200. We all know 500, 500 plus, they all beige color, not a white color. But eventually I will restore it plastic. When weather will permit, I will restore it. No biggie. Inside, like I mentioned already, has all brand new capacitors. And plus, I did also modify it with internal power supply, micro Pico. Well, here's my Witcher 500i, and to be honest, this card works 25, 28 megahertz or so, 50 megahertz. The way they do advertise, of course, that kind of like dream almost impossible to reach it. But it's okay. I did added 2 megabyte BooBeep extension, and then also did some modification here. Pretty much now I got 2 megabyte of chip RAM and additional 1 megabyte of fast RAM. Actually, that's I believe 1 megabyte slow RAM, 8 megabyte of fast RAM here, and all around looks pretty good. Then later I'm gonna add that boot selector as well, and this Witcher card most likely it will go. Now these days there's a better card available by Terrible Fire with 64 megabyte of fast RAM. That card is gonna be on the next shopping list most likely, and it will go in this Amiga 500. And also I do have some softwares, not much, couple big boxes. Well, I did have a few more, but I don't know where they did go. And I mean, for this video I was not able to find it. Midwinter, it's kind of okay. I mean, it's not my cup of tea. I'm not saying it's bad or so. Soccer, it's kind of also in the same boat. Of course, Alien Breed 2, that's a good game. And also it can play pretty much on any Amiga with 1 megabyte of RAM. You're good to go. Before, when I get this box, I thought it's only for AGA Amigas. No, it's for 1 megabyte Amiga, will work no problem. Also, I do have here a box. I mean, I do have more than few big boxes of those 100 discs, but they all kind of copies. Here I believe here I got 30 games, which it doesn't have boxes or manuals, but they all originals. Yeah, I kind of like it. It come from Desert. That's a game back in early 90s. I did play on TurboGrafx CDs or so. It was kind of, I mean, back then it looks good. Yeah, then also I'd like to show you my little collection of mouses. Of course, Fat Mouse, Amiga 3000. Some people like it, some people hate it. I kind of do like it. It looks a little bit weird, especially when you hold it. It kind of feels funky, but I kind of like it. Then I even have a really rare item, a trackball for Commodore Amiga and Atari ST, where there's a switch. But this device feels really awkward to use it. I mean, I tried a couple times. I mean, I did clean it, restore it, but something not right, or maybe my hand is not really get used to. Pretty much it sits in a box all day. I mean, all the time. That's probably the most favorite mouse for any Amiga and Atari ST I'm using. It has, well, it's sorry guys, it's Microsoft PS2 compatible, and I did edit adapter from Amiga or Atari ST to PS2. I remove it, original USB port, throw it away, cut it, trim it, make it some nicer and smaller. Here's I got a couple jumpers. I can select it Amiga or Atari, and it works. Plus it's a laser point. No more balls, you know, no more kind of opening, cleaning. Here's another one. Actually, Sunnylight or what it's called. It's some weird brand. It comes from UK. It's kind of funny because it's old, well, right now I did clean it, it looks really nice, but when I got it's old, nasty, switches was not working. Didn't expect it's gonna be working unit, but after cleaning, restoring, replacing those toggle switches, I mean not toggle, the micro switches, works really nice. Also, I'd like to show you a couple joysticks what I got right now, and yeah. This guy is a QuickShot 2 Turbo, and I mean, the joystick is not my cup of tea. I prefer to play my games with a controller, but some games still kind of fun to play with joysticks. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong to play games with joystick. No, it's perfectly fine, especially for those people who get used to joystick more than for controller. Why not? And this guy is pretty good. It's actually switchable. Auto fire, then manual fire, and CPC. CPC actually I don't have yet. Eventually I'd like to get one of those. It's kind of neat system. This guy is quite rare. I mean, at least that's what I've been told. Power play, right? Yeah, my vision is getting worse. Why it's quite rare? Because there's a lot of joysticks, same brand, it looks identical. Back then they did come in all kind of different color, and from green to red or so. But this one is quite rare because it has this turbo button. I believe the turbo button, yeah. And also, I mean, you probably already know that the tensioner, you can adjust it how stiff, you know, which is really nice. Not many control joysticks they do have that, and like that, especially with TurboFire, it's quite rare in that brand and that style. Well, guys, pretty much I hope that video was not been too long and too boring. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you do, thumbs up. If you don't want to miss any future videos, subscribe. We will really appreciate it. Thank you.